Welcome to Wheel World News, the podcast that explores the groundbreaking invention of the wheel and how it literally set humanity in motion. I'm your host, Noah Suter, and today we're diving into how the simple but transformative invention originated. You may not think so, but the wheel is heavily involved in our daily lives. Think of the vehicle you use to drive to school, or the bike you ride on a Saturday evening. Or think about the toy cars a child plays with, or the wheels on your heavy luggage that help you move it. The wheel is said to have originated around 3500 BC in Mesopotamia, the first known civilization. The Mesopotamians inserted axles that rotated into solid discs of wood. This invention led the Mesopotamians to start using wheels for transport, especially seen in their chariots. They also used the wheel to help irrigate their crops and to build windmills. However, the Mesopotamians are most known for their pottery wheel, which other countries adapted. In 2000 BC Turkey, the Turkish people started adding spokes to the wheel since it made the wheel lighter, and it was more efficient for battle than having a more heavy wheel. However, it appears that the wheel may have been independently invented in China around 2800 BC. Over the years, as the wheel continued to evolve, different materials began to be added to surround the wheel, such as iron. These iron-made rims greatly benefited the Celtic chariots around 800 to 450 BC. Centuries later, in 1888, the first mass-produced tire was made by a Scot named John Dunlop. His goal for the tire was to reduce his son's headaches whenever he rode his tricycle. We see that there were many concepts of the wheel, such as using it for transportation and pottery, that dates back hundreds of years. The wheel has been a very important part in the building of the economy. We see that wheels are vital for transportation. Most vehicles used for transportation have them, such as cars, trucks, and planes. For example, planes use their wheels to ensure a safe landing once arrived at their destination. Without the wheels on these vehicles, transportation would primarily rely on boats, which take much longer to travel than planes do. As we can see, my fellow listeners, the invention of the wheel has had a very positive impact on the advancement of our society. The greatest being travel. People use cars, bikes, wheelchairs, and the list goes on to travel from place to place. Wheels have also shaped the way that people use tools. For instance, the miter saw uses a wheel-shaped razor that is made to cut through all different kinds of woods, while others can cut through steel. Without the use of wheels to create inventions like these, buildings and houses would not have been made as quickly. Nevertheless, wheels have also had negative impacts. For instance, 42,514 people died from vehicle crashes in 2022. Though not entirely the wheel's fault, it is the wheel's faultiness that may cause a vehicle to either crash or swerve. Road traffic accidents may not be the only negative impact, as a vehicle's indirect contribution to noise and air pollution can negatively impact a person's quality of life, in addition to environmental pollutants that result from the production and the disposal of tires that end up in landfills or as litter. But how about we liven things up a bit by playing a game called Guess the Wheel? I'll play different sounds, and my guest, who just got here, Emma Rachel, who is a YouTuber, a pianist, a violist, has won Spelling Bee and Science Awards in the past year, and several Student of the Month and Student of the Year awards. Gosh, has she done it all. We'll try to guess the type of wheeled vehicle that the sound is coming from. Let's get started. Okay, Emma, so I'm going to play you a series of wheel sounds, and you will have to guess which object the wheel sound is coming from. Are you ready for your first sound?
Thank you for having me, Noah.
Are you ready for your first sound?
Yes. That sounds like a car wheel sound.
You got it correct! Okay, Emma, good job on the first one. Are you ready for your second sound now?
Yes.
What does that sound like?
To me, it sounds like a truck wheels.
That was actually a pottery wheel. Are you ready for your next sound, Emma?
Yep.
What does that sound like to you?
Those sound like bike wheels.
All right, Emma, are you ready for your fourth sound?
Ready as ever, Noah.
Here's the fourth sound. What does that sound like to you?
To me, those sound like carriage wheels.
Close. Those were chariot wheels. Are you ready for your fifth and final sound?
Yep, I gotta get these right. I have 2 out of 5.
What does that sound like?
Oh, I know. Those sound like the wheels on an airplane.
Fantastic job, Emma Rachel. You sure have a knack on your wheel knowledge.
Thank you. This was such a great opportunity to show my wheel knowledge.
I want to thank my guest again, Emma Rachel, for gracing us with her presence and being an awesome team sport about this. Thank you, Emma.
You're welcome.
Now getting back to the wheel's impact on society. Economically, socially, and culturally, the invention of the wheel has had a lasting impact on our society. Economically, the wheel has contributed to the areas of trade and transportation by enabling movement of goods over long distances, which boosts our economy. It has impacted industrialization, which is important to machinery and manufacturing, that drives growth and efficiency in industries, and it has indirectly contributed to employment in the automotive industry, which provides millions of jobs worldwide. Socially, the wheel has impacted our mobility by making it easier to travel and enhancing our connectivity to one another and enhancing our personal freedom. And it has also impacted our quality of life, and the access to wheel transportation has improved our access to education and healthcare. Culturally, the wheel has impacted our cultural exchange by making it easier to travel and connect to one another. It has also contributed to our recreation by allowing bicycles, roller skates, and similar recreational activities to be facilitated by the invention of wheels. So the next time you see a wheel, remember how its impact has benefited our society in various ways. I want to thank my following sources that contributed to this podcast: Forbes Car Accident Statistics for 2024, The Invention of the Wheel and Wheeled Vehicles from Thought Company, Brice's Who Invented the Wheel, A Brief History, Britannica's Wheel Article, The Environmental Impacts of Waste Disposal from Eco Green Equipment site, and the Environmental Protection Agency's Where Rubber Meets the Road website. And finally, a huge thank you to our wonderful guest, Emma Rachel. As we reach the end of today's episode of Wheel World News, we've seen how the wheel, a simple innovation, has driven humanity forward. From its first recorded sightings in ancient Mesopotamia to its role in shaping transportation and machines, the story of the wheel is a testament to human endurance and innovation. Until next time, keep your curiosity rolling, no pun intended.